the product's called Pre. And we called it Pre because it was simple and everyone could understand it. And it's intended to be taken pre-workout. So why was this made? We put so much time and energy into the thought process of how this product was formulated. I hope you'll appreciate like what really went into it. A lot of the products that are on the market are, for the most part, just caffeine and
bombs.
Yeah, just bombs, and just nothing to maximize margin. And again, I said I want you to like make a product that we would both take. And so there's cool stuff that we did with the power output and focused energy. And the third piece when we talk about stimulant is something that I'm especially proud of, and I think that will make that makes this product truly one of a kind, and just much more functional and usable for anyone on a day-to-day basis. So, like I said, the reason that we did this was to create the best pre-workout product available on the market, to maximize power output so that you can have better workouts, focused energy, so that when you're there, you're not jittery, but you just feel focused. Our manufacturer, I have a recording of him taking this for the first time, and it's truly comical. You can probably see it somewhere below here. Yeah. It's awesome. That's so good. And one of the coolest parts of it, he was like, I just want to do things. And it almost feels like a smart drug, really. But the last piece with the variable stimulation, this is something that's been near and dear to my heart, because I've never been able to find a product that I really, really could get behind, because some days I don't want a ton of stimulants. Some days I work out in the afternoons and I can't drink a pre-workout because it'll keep me up. Some days I feel like hungover in the morning because of all the work I did the day before, whatever. And I want something that's going to kick me in the ass 10 times. And so if you have one product, it's really difficult to do that because it's a fixed amount. And so for that reason, we actually made the product stimulant-free, but then with the additional sidekick of as much stimulant as you want. And so that allows you to take it in the AM or the PM. It allows people who have different sensitivity levels. I'm very sensitive to stimulants, so for me, a little bit goes a long way. Whereas some people can drink 10 cups of coffee and then fall asleep. They are people who need rocket fuel to get them going, and this thing can become rocket fuel if you want it to, which is really, really cool. And so that way you can, and then thirdly, you can change it because of circumstances. Some days you're more tired, some days you're less tired, and then you can adjust it accordingly so that you can always get the maximum output from the product and ultimately your workouts. So, Dr. Kashey, if you can explain what's in it and how it works.
I will do my damnedest. So, there's a couple of things that, again, when Alex came to me to help formulate these products, the stipulation is, would you take it? And a pre-workout product, to be completely honest, was something I never ever took. And that is because some products had benefits on the performance side, some products had benefits on the blood flow side, but the reality is that most all of these products were just caffeine bombs. And I couldn't regulate when I wanted to take the product and the effects that I wanted to get, because no matter what, my eyes would just turn red and I would lose my mind. So I did focus on, one, can we increase performance? Can we decrease fatigue? Can we increase power output? Can we increase blood flow? Can you get more oxygen? And those things alone, they do increase your performance and increase your workout quality, which do indirectly and directly give you bigger benefits and gains in the long term. So the L-Citrulline, the Beta-Alanine, the creatine, those things are anti-fatigue. They do increase power output. You will be able to get more reps in than you have before. And there's a little secret weapon in there, creatine nitrate, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It is nitrous. When nitrates get into your bloodstream, they do dilate your blood vessels. They do decrease your oxygen need. They do increase your performance. And there is so much stuff to back that up. And this is something that so many products so obviously lack. And the second blend is the Prestige Labs Focused Energy Blend. And this is really focusing your energy rather than turning you into a rocket ship if you don't want to. So the Alpha GPC, it's all up here, man. That literally is focus. What energy you do have is not wasted. And since most people have a ton of energy that does get wasted, this allows you to take what you do have and put it into the task at hand so that the work you put in is higher quality. The Alpha-Amylase is probably the coolest, one of the cooler ingredients in this product for me, because where do you actually get energy from? Calories. Calories are literally energy. That's what that is. And so alpha-amylase is an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrate. And chances are you had a little something before you decided to train. And what this does is help you digest and absorb that food faster. So you actually get more energy from this product because you are getting more energy from the food you consume before you train.
Which is just brilliant because I didn't want the product itself to have sugars in it and things like that, so that people who are controlling their macro intake, etc., would then be adding to it with a pre-workout product. But most people have glucose and sugar that's in their bloodstream already, or that's in their digestive tract, etc.
Yeah.
And then the alpha-amylase allows you to best utilize the things that you've already eaten to create the outcome of the workout that you want.
Yes. And if you don't eat, it doesn't hurt you.
Right.
And if you do eat, it helps. Right. So it's pretty friggin' awesome. The N-acetyltyrosine is a pro-stimulant. So if you are lacking in endogenous stimulants, this will convert. So it will convert as needed, which is a great option. And the synephrine, also excellent focusing agent. Not a jittering, methed out, not functional human thing. And then lastly, and not least, there's a B vitamin complex, again, to help you use the food you consume to give you the energy you need when you train. And I'm going to let Alex go over the variable stimulation component of this, which is quite cool.
So we went back and forth on that, a long time about how we were going to address stimulants, specifically caffeine. Caffeine is obviously effective. That's why it's a gajillion-dollar industry. Like, it works. Everyone knows it works. But the issue is that I didn't want people to become desensitized to it. I wanted people to be able to take it. I mean, this is really just for myself too. Like, I wanted to be able to take it when I wanted to take it. I wanted to take more of it or less of it when I wanted to take more or less of it. So this product, you could take it before you go to bed and be fine. So if you work out at 7 o'clock at night, you can fall asleep 2 hours later and not have any issues, which was really important to me. But there are some days, if you want to ride a rocket ship and if you want to ride the bull, or you run with the bulls, then we have the little Sidekick caffeine product that is sold with this, with the intention of allowing you to self-regulate, which I think is super, super cool. So, and for people who don't want it, you don't need to take it. That's not where the cost of the product isn't there. Caffeine, you can buy caffeine pills, whatever.
It's almost free.
Yeah, it's almost free. The point is that by pulling it out, we don't want to try and deceive you and put 500 milligrams of caffeine in this product and everyone will be like, oh my God, it's crazy. Like, that's not hard to do. And as Trevor told me when he was creating the first versions of this, he's like, I feel like caffeine is just lazy formulation. It's something that everyone can feel immediately, and then they're like, oh, this is great. And then they hop from product to product to product, and they just continue to up they take products that have more and more and more caffeine, chasing the first high. Whereas with this one, we purposely made it so that it would be only taken on the days that you're working out, so that you don't purposely increase your or desensitize yourself to it. And then when you do want to go Super Saiyan, yeah, I didn't have an appropriate term there. With 450 milligrams of caffeine, which is what we portioned out as the maximum dose for this, it's plenty. You'll get all of the benefits that you could get from your nervous system output, being awake, etc. But one of the notes to make is that there's level 1, 2, and 3, which would be 1 scoop, 2 scoop, or 3 scoop of the caffeine into this. We made it so that the formulation of the caffeine that's been put in there has been matched to the actual product. So, like, if you were to actually just put normal caffeine in it, it would taste really bad. So this actually has bitter blockers and emulsifiers, things that break it up so that it actually dissolves into the product. So they're meant to be taken together. But you can have level 1, level 2, or level 3. Level 1 is just like a normal amount of caffeine. It's 150 milligrams, like a cup of coffee. Yeah. If you have 2, then you're at 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is a very large amount for most people. Yeah. And then if you want to go Super Saiyan, you can take level 3, which do that at your own risk, and have 450 milligrams of caffeine and feel like you can move a building.
Have at it.
But the downside is that the less caffeine you take, the less of a crash you will have. And then the more you have, the more you will have a huge spike. And then later you'll feel downsides. So I don't want to lie to you about that. That's just what it is. So that's a trade-off that you'll have to make. And some people, like I said, can take it in the afternoon and then time their crash so that it's with bedtime. So you can use this and you can learn your own body and how you react to these things independent from all of the other ingredients that are meant to increase power output, increase focus energy, increase blood flow, increase performance, decrease fatigue in the product.
So As an aside for the science-related stuff regarding the stimulation effects of caffeine, one of the main ways caffeine works is that it blocks a molecule called adenosine. And adenosine, when it gets to a high enough level, that's what helps tell your brain that you're sleepy. And so this doesn't prevent your body from making adenosine, it just prevents it from working temporarily. So when you take caffeine, you block adenosine from working, but it still builds. So when the caffeine wears off, you have built up this adenosine, and then it all rushes and binds at once, and that's where the crash comes from. So when I take caffeine personally, I take it because of the crash. So I can take it, I know how my body operates on caffeine, so I can time it. So at this time, I'm going to crash, and I'm going to crash on purpose. And I go to sleep, and everything functions perfectly fine. I hope that makes sense.